Hey guys, welcome back to the T&E channel. We're sorry for missing last week, but we're here, we're back, and we're ready to review some movies.
Yes, sir.
What movies are we reviewing today, Eli?
Well, over the last 2 weeks, we've seen a couple of movies, but we've seen two new movies. One of them is Transformers and Rise of the Beast, and the other one is The Flash. So we're going to review the both of those movies, but let's start with Transformers.
Okay, so we did go see Transformers together. We saw it in the big theater in Cine One with the homies. I felt like the movie started off very kind of like slow-ish, and then it's picked up, and the final 30 minutes of that fight scene was pretty good. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I felt.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the human side of it was okay. It took a while to get going in the human side. We had to it's like every movie with like the main thing you go see the movie for is not humans. It's like it has to get the human side of it going first, you know? You got to learn the backstories and stuff. So
Yeah,
I
especially in
thought,
like a Transformers movie.
yeah.
And I
And
just wish,
usually the Transformers movies are really good at that, you know, like Shia LaBeouf's stories were really good, you know?
yeah, Mark Wahlberg and all that. But I just don't. I don't understand some parts of the movie. Like there's the girl in the movie that the actor was with, the main protagonist, and kind of felt like she was doing really like nothing during the whole movie. And
Yeah, so the main protagonist, human protagonist of this movie was played by Anthony Ramos, who I actually really like. He's a really good singer, performer. He was in Hamilton. He was in the other singing movie. I forgot what, New Heights or something like that. Um, I thought he acted really good, you know. His story was okay. It got going towards the end, but yeah, we you go see a Transformers movie for the Transformers action, and I gotta say, every time there was a fight scene between the Autobots and who they were fighting, which was Unicron and his goons, every time there was a fight scene, it was awesome, right? Like it was I was locked in, you know.
the suits looked amazing too.
The
Like
suits were cool. We finally got another movie where it's been a long time since like Optimus has been like in the movie, like for like he's the main character basically, you know?
yeah, that was nice to see. It was a good refresh.
Yeah, so like Optimus was like the main character and like it was really cool. He killed it. I mean,
I
um
feel like they nerfed him though, bro. He was getting beat up in the
he
first
was
half.
getting
Pretty
handled.
good.
I think their enemies, bro, were just really they were really tough. That well, Scourge, bro, Scourge was insane.
He
The
was just
main
tearing.
villain is Unicron, but Scourge was like the main villain that we saw throughout the movie. And this
Yeah.
man was killing Autobots and taking their signets and putting welding them on himself. That was pretty hard. That
How
was
did you feel about the animals?
They were pretty cool. I like the gorilla.
The gorilla, Optimus Primal.
Optimus Primal. The animals were pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, they were kind of just there most of the
The,
time.
the final fight scene again was pretty hard when Optimus and him like did their chants, and then like you saw the mask go on him, and then
Yeah.
like of the primal, and they went crazy, and then Bumblebee came out, bro, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah. So spoilers, obviously, but Bumblebee died or like midway in the movie, maybe like towards the beginning more. And that scene at the end where he comes back,
On
they
the
like
plane.
revived him, and yeah, that was the best scene of the movie. I got so hyped for that. I love Bumblebee, and this movie did him justice at the end right there because he was handling people. But yeah,
I,
that whole scene at the end, bro, was great. It was like the whole fight scene at the end was awesome. I mean, if you're a Transformers fan and you have been a Transformers fan, this movie will satisfy you. Like it does everything a Transformers movie should. Is it like insane where it does stuff you've never seen before? I mean, maybe once, but not really, kind of plays it
Yeah.
safe, I feel like.
What was your most favorite part of the movie and your least favorite part of the movie?
Well, my favorite part was when Bumblebee came back. And then
Yeah.
my least favorite part of the movie was I don't even know. The girl actor that you're talking about, the actress, she just didn't
She
she
didn't
didn't
connect.
really engage me in the movie because of the way she delivered her lines. It felt like she was acting like a different character. I can see her acting, and you're not supposed to be able to tell that actors and actresses are acting, that's the whole point. And it just felt like, and it's probably not her fault, maybe it's the writer's fault, but they just gave her lines where it felt like the only reason why she was there was because the plot needed her.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your favorite, least favorite?
Favorite part of the movie was probably it was probably the ending because again, like when Optimus like made their speech and then Optimus Primal and they all got like ganged up and everything, and then the ending with the crossover of Transformers and GI Joe crossing over. Um, that was probably really big that I thought.
Yeah,
Uh,
so the end credit scene of that movie, bro.
yeah, the end credit scene was probably my favorite because we're transforming two franchises. See what I did there? And then my least favorite part of the movie was probably the little brother. That
Oh yeah.
he was annoying.
It's kind of annoying, yeah, not gonna lie.
He's like he's like it's our team, team. And it's like, dude,
Yeah, and,
like
and he never beat Donkey Kong, bro.
uh,
Or Bowser, sorry, Bowser. Was it Bowser?
Bowser. Yeah, they just kept talking about Mario with him.
Yeah, he's like, I can't beat Bowser. And then bro never beat Bowser. So I was like, okay. I thought we were gonna do something with that.
It's
But
just like,
uh but yeah, bro, the end credit scene of this movie. So going forward, it looks like with Bumblebee being the first new movie in this reboot of a franchise, this Transformers Rise of the Beast was the second movie in this reboot, and the end credit scene saw Noah, which is the main protagonist. He got recruited by G.I. Joe, bro. That was insane. I
yeah,
did not expect them to cross franchises. So
yeah,
it looks like going forward they're gonna be going together, doing movies together. But are you excited about that?
yeah. I'm really excited about it because I'm a GI Joe fan, and I'm curious what they do with Snake Eyes because that movie was really good, and how they're going to reboot it. I
Yeah.
mean, we saw The Rock saying he'd be willing to come back if he was offered to. So maybe a little Nate Diaz and The Rock collab. I don't know. Do we bring back Channing Tatum? Do we bring back who we bringing back?
I don't know. They're probably gonna recast most of those people, but
Let's do the Transformers verse. Let's bring back
yeah,
in the GI Joe verse. Let's have The Rock, Shia. Let's have Mark Wahlberg all combined. Let's do it.
yeah. What do you think? Do you think GI Joe has a large enough fan base
I hope so.
to just do you think they have a large enough fan base to like make a movie like a solo movie first?
Yeah, they do, man. Because Snake Eyes, when it came out, the last GI Joe movie made a pretty good amount of money. Um, and it depends on where they release the movie during the year is going to be crucial for them because if they release it during the summertime, like where all these movies are coming out, it won't make a lot of money. But if you release it when it's like a dead period time of movies and it's going to lead into something that you're leading up to, like the following year, I feel like the marketing has to go into it. So I feel like they do because even like my dad and like all the older generation still love GI Joe. So
Yeah, I like it too. I think that I don't know. I think they kind of have to make a solo G.I. Joe movie first and then maybe have like Optimus in the post-credit scene.
well, yeah, but the thing is, like, what they're gonna do is they're trying to release that movie um, next year. They're trying to release the next Transformers movie next year, so it'll have to come quick if they do that.
That's true. I mean, their plan could just be all right, now all the Transformers movies, the human side of the Transformers movies is just going to be GI Joe. You know, that's which is
Yeah,
cool.
it's
I'm
very
with it.
interesting what they're gonna do.
I'm with it.
Take two dead franchises and try to revive them. You know,
Yeah, to make them better together. Do you want
what
to?
is what is your ranking of the movie?
Okay, yeah. So you want to do our T and E ranking?
Do our T&E ranking. What'd
You
you
got to
give the
go
movie?
first, bro. Your name's first. What's your T ranking?
So I did a lot of thought about this movie, and my ranking that it came out to be, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
A 7 out of 10. Okay.
7 out of 10. I'm a Transformers fan, so I think I was a little biased towards it and everything like that. But enjoyability level, 7 out of 10, and I enjoyed this movie. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. My E rating, I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I'm gonna be a little more generous, but not that much more generous. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. So
Okay.
that's my E score, and our T and E score for Transformers Rise of the Beast is a 7.25 out of 10. Pretty fair.
Would you recommend people to go see it in the theater, or would you recommend people to wait until Paramount?
think I think either way, I think you have to, if you're a fan of this franchise, you have to watch this movie. You should probably go see it in theaters. But if you're like, if you don't really care that much about this, then you're cool to watch it at home, I think.
Yeah,
It was it
I
was
agree.
it was a very solid, good movie, and it had a lot of good parts. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like the best movie I've ever seen in my life, you know. So
Yeah. So going on to our next movie, I watched The Flash. You saw The Flash.
yes,
You
sir.
want to get your thoughts about The Flash?
Oh my gosh, I have so much to say about this movie.
I'm gonna sit back and relax and let you rant.
This movie makes me so mad. The more I think about this movie, the more I don't like it.
Just a disappointment, huh?
Disappointment is just, if you ask me to give one word to describe this movie, disappointment would be the correct word. This movie is disappointing in every aspect. Everything that they wanted to deliver on, I think that it was just disappointing. I mean, this movie just makes me mad, bro. It does. This movie was not good. I watched this movie with my girlfriend, and we just kind of kept on looking at each other like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't really know. Like, what? It was so it sucks because Ezra Miller is a horrible person in real life. He's actually not that bad as the Flash. He's pretty decent. I feel like he's a pretty good actor, but I mean, it doesn't matter. This is his last movie. They're not gonna give him another movie, you know?
Yeah, they're not gonna recast them.
Yeah, so it just doesn't, it feels like this movie doesn't matter. Like you just kind of watching, you're like, why am I here? I could have just waited for this movie to come out on HBO or something. So yeah, bro, this movie makes me so mad. You can say, before I get into like the details, you can say what you thought overall of this movie.
I thought this movie was very just the definition of mid. And I went to go see it with my girlfriend as well, and she thought it was really good for some reason. And I just see on the internet a lot of people are giving this like 8.5s, 9 out of 10.
Yes, that's what
And
I'm so confused
James
about.
Gunn said it was like one of the best comic book movies of all time, and I don't get it. I don't understand. Maybe I need to rewatch it. I don't
I don't think
I
I
don't know
can
where
rewatch that.
I just don't know where we were going during this whole movie. I'm sitting there and we didn't fight anybody. We had meaningless cameos. We had the villain come back and Zod, and he was there for like 20 minutes, and he literally did nothing. Though I enjoyed Supergirl in the movie, I thought she was very powerful and strong in the movie.
She was cool. Yeah, she was cool.
It was a cool part in the movie. I thought some of the like the running scenes were kind of cool. Um,
Some of Michael Keaton's Batman scenes were kind of cool.
yeah, I don't get the like watching the movie. I don't get the first opening scene like where he has to go catch all these babies and he puts a baby in the microwave. I thought
Yeah,
that was
that was just not. Like, why
they
are,
were. I get where they were going for, but I just I don't know. And the CGI was kind of like whack, and then they tried to make an excuse like they did it on purpose. And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you didn't do it on purpose. You're
No,
sad that people are
it was
calling you
just
out for
whack.
it.
Yeah, it was just whack. And it was whack. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. The scenes of him running through time, bro, and him seeing like dude, oh my gosh, that CGI was terrible.
It looked awful.
It looked like everyone was like melted wax figures, dude. It was so like off-putting and like uncanny. Like I couldn't look at it. It was horrible.
Do you have a favorite part of this movie? At least try to look
Yeah.
at the positive outcome of this movie. Try to look at a positive. What's your favorite positive of this movie?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer your question. Let me say something first. So this all these characters in this movie felt so hollow. I think that like it was a Flash movie and we focused on the Flash and he had a lot of like good acting scenes, and like we knew he cared about his mother, but like bro, he went back in time to save his mom and then he spent like 2 seconds with his mom and then never saw her again. I was like, what? So yeah, I mean, all the characters in this movie felt so hollow. I think my favorite part of the movie was probably Supergirl, to be honest, because at least she was kind of cool.
Yeah.
She was cool. I mean, I was so disappointed because I was hyped to see Michael Keaton's Batman, and he had some cool scenes, but his character had was very hollow, bro. Like there was no motivation. Like he was just like, okay, you guys need help, I'll help you. Like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Like what? So like all these kids, Zod, bro, had no motivation, bro. He was such a hollow. Like, is he supposed to be like the main villain? Like, we don't see the main villain until the very end of the movie, and the Flash beats him in 2 seconds. There was no speedster fighting scenes in the Flash movie. I'm gonna say that again, bro. There was no speedster fighting scenes in a Flash movie. How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
So my favorite part of the movie was probably oh, seeing Wonder Woman. I don't know.
Yeah.
A Wonder Woman cameo. That part made me laugh when she had the rope when she had what's it called the lasso of truth around Batman and he was saying some funny stuff and Barry said some funny stuff when that was funny. That was probably the only part of the movie that made me like really laugh. I was dying. That was in the beginning of the movie. My least favorite part of the movie was the terrible CGI in the scenes where he's going back in time or going through
Yeah.
time. I just wanted it to be over. But what about you, bro?
My favorite part of the movie was probably Ben Affleck and Ezra talking to each other. The Flash talking to each other at that one. And he's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this whole," and I felt like that was like really like a good scene in the movie because it really showed like their emotional side, and we don't really see Ben Affleck's Batman like do a very good emotional side in movies or film. And I do like Ben Affleck a lot, like this as an actor and everything.
yeah, me too.
And so I felt like that was a really cool thing to see. Um, my least favorite part of the movie was probably I didn't like the CGI. I didn't like Iris West, bro. I didn't like the person that they cast for Iris West. Like I didn't like that either. I was like, that's not my Iris from
Yeah,
the show.
I mean,
And
I don't even like the Iris from the Flash show, but
uh, it's we are a team, Barry Allen. Like we are
we
the
are the Flash. Like, oh my
no,
gosh,
no, you're
I'm
not.
throwing
You're
up,
not
bro.
running. Um, and then like probably one of my most least favorite was the cameos too. Like how are we supposed to get? How are we not going to get a Grant Gustin like cameo
Yeah, gosh, it
or
was so easy. Yeah,
like he was right there and he said he'd be down to do it and he got
Ezra literally cameoed in the show. Like, how couldn't like? Come on, dude. Like, you're not gonna. I I think, bro, the reason why they didn't is because they know they were so wrong about casting Ezra, bro, that they don't want to admit their mistake, you know?
They should have just brought
They're
him
kind of
back.
just salty about it.
I really wish they brought him back because it would have pleased a lot of the fans. But again, people still think this is one of the best movies of all time for some
Dude,
reason.
Trent, I'm seeing people all over the internet talking about this is one of the best comic book movies ever. Like, I'm like, how much are they paying you guys to say that? Because,
James Gunn even said it, and he's supposed to take over the DC universe. Now I'm a little nervous.
bro, they have to have guns to these people's heads or something, dude. They must have taken their families, bro, because there's no way. I think any reasonable person with like a person who has solid opinions about movies in general, not even just comic book movies, just movies in general. If you went to go see this movie, you would know that it's a disappointment.
What's your we're gonna do a T&E ranking.
Any rating, bro. You're the T.
I got this movie barely beating Ant-Man 3, and I gave Ant-Man like a 5 after rewatching it. So I'm gonna give this one like a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
A T score 6 for the Flash. I for the E score, bro. I've been thinking for so long. I can't rate this movie, dude. I feel like I have to see it again, but I'm gonna give you a rating, and I think that it's bad that time has passed because if I would have rated this movie out of the theater, I probably would have gave it like a 6.5. But since like 2 weeks have passed or a week, whatever, I've had more time to think about it. And like I said, the more I think about it, the more I hate it. I'm gonna give this movie a 5.7, bro. I hate this movie. I
A
do.
disappointment. It's
I
disappointing.
hate this movie. I can't say how much I hate this movie. It literally makes me so mad. Well, that means The Flash gets a T&E score of 5.85.
I was so
We told you guys after Spider-Man. I know we gave Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse 10 out of 10s, but we told you guys that we don't give every movie 10 out of 10s. You just saw 7 and you just saw basically a 5.
yeah.
We will give truthful opinions about our movies, and we do not like this one. Both me and Trent do not like this one.
It was disappointment.
This
The
is a skip.
capital.
This is a skip. You can skip this movie. Don't even wait for it to pop up on HBO, bro. You can skip it.
You look up mid in the dictionary and you see this movie.
That's why, bro. A 5 is literally the middle. So, I mean,
Yeah.
all right, bro. Those
Well, there
were
it is.
our rankings. To leave off, do you want to give our viewers a movie recommendation?
So my movie recommendation that I think a lot of people should see. It's very well known from the past few years. It won a lot of awards, but I still feel like a lot of people just haven't seen it. I'm gonna go with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was amazing. That movie is really good, and it was just playing with your mind the whole movie. But I really enjoyed this one, and I still feel like a lot of people haven't seen it, but a lot of people that have seen it know. So, what is your movie recommendation?
I like that, bro. That movie is amazing. It really is a beautiful movie. That's how I describe that movie is beautiful. While The Flash is disappointing, that movie is beautiful.
Yeah, that movie's a 10 out of 10. I'd watched Everything Everywhere All at Once 20 times before I watched The Flash. Yeah,
I would, yeah, I would do. That movie, I gave it like over a 9 at least, if not a 10. I don't think it was a 10 for me. It might have been like a 9.5, but still, that was
still a very
amazing.
good ranking.
Yeah. All right, my movie recommendation. This is an older movie. Came out in 2004. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. And since it came out so long ago, I don't know if everyone has seen it. I'm the type of person that loves war movies, medieval war movies.
Let me guess it.
You want to guess it? I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Let me go a little Red Dawn.
No, what? What? That's nothing what I'm describing.
This kid, Josh
It's a
Peck.
medieval war movie. You go with Red Dawn. No, my movie recommendation is Troy.
Yeah,
Have you seen Troy?
that movie's great. That was
Troy
good.
is Troy did not get good ratings from back when it was made, but dude, this movie has Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, Diane Kruger, Orlando Bloom, Sean Bean, and the story is the classic Troy story, the Trojan horse story, and it is a beautiful, amazing, awesome movie. So that is my recommendation. That is one of my top three favorite movies of all time to watch. I can watch that whenever. It's awesome.
Yeah, that movie's really good. That was a good recommendation for sure.
Thank you. I like yours too.
Well, that does it for this episode.
All right, guys.
We're gonna bring back sports next week.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
tuned for that,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we'll see you guys next time.
All right. See you guys.